giving your baby a sponge bath. If your baby still has the umbilical cord attached or is still circumcised, healing circumcision, the baby should be given only a sponge bath, not a full bath in the tub. So I have already given my baby hair wash and facial. Now I'm going to proceed with sponge bath. Now before I start with sponge bath, I have to gather everything that I need so that everything is in place and I can be systemized and I can do it quickly, because sometimes babies are not happy during sponge bath, so you want to finish right away. Okay, so what do I have? I have 2 bowls of with lukewarm water. One is for washing, so it's going to be a soapy water. I have here my gentle cleansing gel. Another bowl with washcloth, and this one is also with lukewarm water and it's for rinsing. So 3 steps at what we need to do. First we have to wash, and then we rinse, and then we dry. So I have 2 extra washcloths here. These are dry washcloths. I have a pacifier just in case the baby starts crying, then I can help soothe the baby with the passy. So I laid a blanket here just to make sure that it's comfortable for the baby, and also I rolled a blanket just to raise the baby's head up a little higher. Okay, I also have a clean diaper and a footies because it's nighttime, so after the sponge bath is going to be the baby's bedtime. Okay, so again, I'm done with hair wash and facial. So I'm going to put down the baby. I'll start to unswaddle. Okay, so once you expose the baby, expect that the baby would feel cold. Okay, so what I usually do is I cover the part of the baby that's exposed, and if I'm not going to be giving the sponge bath at that area. So I usually give sponge bath from neck going down. Again, I'm done with hair wash and facial, so it's just from neck downwards. I usually do it part by part. Okay, so what do I do first is I pump the gel onto the washcloth. And now this washcloth has a soapy water. This is damp, it's not dripping wet. So I'm going to start from the baby's neck. Okay, sometimes it's hard to get in there. So what I would do is I would hold the baby and just tilt the baby a little bit backwards like that, just so the neck will be exposed, and then I can go in there. And then from the neck, I would wipe the shoulders, the armpits, down to the arms, hands, and in between the fingers. Okay, I'll do it again. And I would twist that. And then I would do the same thing on the other arm. Armpit, all the creases, in between the fingers. Okay, and down to the chest. And after that, I'm going to rinse. This one is a clean water without soap, and then I rinse from neck, shoulders, arms, and fingers. I do the same thing on the other side. Okay. And then we'll rinse the chest. Okay. Armpit. Down. And then after that, I dry. How do I dry? I get this towel and just pat it dry. Okay. sure that everything is dry, especially the folds. And then I proceed to the legs. So now that the upper extremities is already clean, I cover it so that the baby will not feel cold. Okay, I usually would clean the diaper section, the diaper area, and the bottom last. Okay, now I go to the legs. Go down to the legs. Okay. Down to the feet, in between the toes. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, at the back of the knee. There you go, in between the toes. And then I would rinse. So again, all you need to do is to remember 3 steps. Wash, rinse, and dry. Okay, let's do this on the other side. And then same thing. I would dry, and as I dry, I usually would massage the baby too. So it's more relaxing. Again, expect that there will be times wherein the baby would be screaming in front of you. The best thing to do is keep calm, don't panic, and make it quick. You cannot stop. You just have to finish it and do it as quickly as you can. All right. Now I'm going to do your back. So I'm going to flip the baby on his belly and make sure that his head is on one side. Okay, it's just harder to do that. Okay, and then do the same thing from the back of the neck downwards. This time around I work all the way down like that, and then I rinse. When the baby starts crying, you can also, shush the baby, or you can have the white noise on, because it helps soothes the baby. And then I will dry. Okay, now we're going to work on your bottom. Okay, I'm going to flip you over again. There you go. Thank you for being so good. Okay. Again, if the baby has the umbilical cord, you do the sponge bath. You don't touch the umbilical cord. Just leave it out to dry. You don't have to do anything. Maybe just around it. You can wipe. But again, the rule of thumb is to keep it dry, because the more you keep it dry, the better it's healing, and the umbilical stump will just fall off. Usually it takes around 14 to 20 days for it to totally heal, and then you can submerge. You can proceed to the full bath and skip the sponge bath. You can submerge the baby into the water. Okay. This I usually would, when I open the diaper, I make sure that I have a washcloth, because this is danger zone. Baby gets stimulated, and sometimes the baby pees, or worse, the baby would do number 2. Okay. So here I would start with on the sides. Okay, on the sides. Okay, on the bottom. On the bottom. Okay, there's nothing in there. And then now we dry. We rinse. And then after we rinse, we dry. Feeling fresh. Now we remove. We always have to be mindful to cover the baby's body so the baby wouldn't feel cold. All right. Whoops. Now I'm ready to put on the fresh clean diaper. Okay. If you're giving the if you're applying any barrier, then here you can apply the barrier. So this time I don't apply anything. Okay. Now here's the thing, if the baby still has the umbilical stump attached, you have to fold the diaper this way so that it doesn't rub onto the umbilical stump. Okay. So it won't fall off prematurely, because the healing process is longer if that happens, and we want to prevent it to get infected. All right. Okay. So there you go. You already have your diaper. And then we can proceed to putting on your nighttime outfit. Okay, let's put down your arms first. Thank you for being so good. There you go. All right. I need your one arm. We do the bend and stretch, and then we stretch, okay? Pull this all the way at the back. And then you have to give me your other arm. Okay, we do bend and stretch good. Okay. This outfit is a little big on you, but this is newborn. Okay, and then you put on the snaps. When the baby starts crying, you can actually pick the baby up and, you know, jiggle a little bit while closing the snaps. You will just have to be creative about it, because at this point usually babies are so tired and they just wanted to sleep, and if there's a lot of things going on, it makes them upset. Okay, again, white noise and pacifier are your tools to help the baby from screaming. It soothes them. Okay, this outfit is really big, but yeah. Now I'm gonna pick you up and you are all set. Okay, so that's how you give your baby a sponge bath.